And welcome back to another video on the wrestling and to Clash of the Castle 2024 out of 10. Yeah, WWE returns to the UK, not in Wales, not in England, but in Scotland. And yeah, we've got a really good card. Cody Rhodes against AJ Styles in an I Quit match. Damian Priest against Drew McIntyre. Can McIntyre finally get it done at home? And much more, including Sami Zayn v Chad Gable for the IC title. But we started things off with that I Quit match. Styles came out first against Rhodes, but unlike their previous encounter, of course, it was an I Quit match. The crowd gave the American Nightmare a great reaction and continued singing his music for several seconds after it over. And he took control right out of the game and took it to the P1. They fought into the backstage area and back to the arena as the chant continued to control the pace. Rhodes was busted open after colliding with the ring post and Styles immediately pounced. There's not much of a back and forth contest. Both men had long stretches of offense instead of trading moves, which worked well with the stipulation. The challenger used cuffs to blind Ryan's arm, but they didn't save him from taking a chair to the face and then falling through a table. They did an excellent job telling their story, which making every big spot count, and certainly some may find the conclusion a bit anticlimactic. Styles finally gave up being able to hit with the steel steps, but Rose just hit him anyway. This was a lot of fun, but not without some valid criticism. But I thought, yeah, for a match to kick us off, really gets hyped for the show. I thought this did exactly that. Yeah, two of the best wrestlers you see, and I think, yeah, they put on a pretty solid match on a whole. 8 out of 10. Next up, we got Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill against Alba Fire and Isla Dawn against Baszler and Stark. Each team had one legal person at a time, so everyone was on an even playing field. The bouts had lots of energy, double team spots and simultaneous moves. All 6 women had no moments, but with Cargill and Belair were the star. The 4 challengers ended up forming an alliance to combat the dominant champion. But any union of this nature obviously was short-lived. This was a good display of teamwork and how to structure a match, but it was admittedly hard to follow who was legal at some times due to some long sequences involving everyone. There were a couple of noticeable botches and mistakes, but it didn't quite affect the overall quality of the match. In a shocking finish, Dawn ended up pinning Baszler to win the match herself on fire. The Scottish crowds exploded, and yeah, it's a nice moment for them. I definitely didn't see this coming. I thought they could take the fall, but yeah, I'm really not sure about the decisions of Kate Cargill and Belair of the titles. It felt like their reign was really getting, just feels like hot potatoes, which you've seen too much of in this title. I'll give it a chance, 6 out of 10, but yeah, not convinced. Before it's time for Sami Zayn against Chad Gable, and yeah, Otis and Maxine Dupree with their mentor Tozawa were nowhere to be seen. They started with a simple but competitive lock-up ending and claim bang. Otis and Maxine looked on as they tried to out-wrestle each other. This wasn't necessarily a clinic in using the most unique moves, but it was a clinic in how to use mostly basics and make everything look good while telling a story. They still got creative at some point, but it was more about why they did things and how they did it. Gable came within milliseconds of winning at one point. When he got in Maxine's face, Otis stepped between them and ended up getting taken down by Zayn. Moments later, Gable accidentally knocked Maxine down, and that put Otis in a state of rage. Instead of attacking anyone, Otis carried Maxine away in his arms while Zayn hit a Hoover kick for the win. This is exactly what it needed to set up the eventual Gable v Otis feud. So yeah, on the whole, gets a 7 out of 10 from me. I thought yeah, it was a really good match. Obviously, I thought we might get the turn here, but clearly not. I think, yeah, it's coming very soon though, and the pop's going to be amazing when it does. Shame for Gable not to win the title, but I think he kind of needs to focus on the Otis feud. But yeah, he does need a big win. But yeah, the reign continues for Zayn in a really good match. 7 out of 10. Bayley then took on Piper Niven, and yeah, the crowd was surprisingly evenly split for this one. Bayley's obviously incredibly over in Europe, so the crowd once again serenaded her with her chant before she and Niven began trading punches. It didn't take long for the ref to tire of Green's tactics and inject her from ring. Michael Cole seemed more excited than anyone to see her go to the back. Niven continued to use her power to dominate the champ, but Bayley used a lot of counters to keep herself in the fight. Bayley used a series of moves from the top rope, but still couldn't get the pin. Grain came down in a mask to distract the ref and give Niven enough time to recover, but it wasn't enough to stop Bayley getting the dub. The match started a bit slow and amped up over time to come a performance that made both women look great. So yeah, on the whole, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I thought it was alright, yeah, did the job. Was it a match that I'm going to remember for a long time? Probably not. So yeah, I'll restrict it to a 6 out of 10, but you know, it's still good stuff on the whole. Before it's time for Damian Priest against Drew McIntyre. McIntyre was played to the ring by a Scottish orchestra performing Scotland's Brave. WWE displayed a decibel meter to show the crowd cheering at around 100 decibels. Priest had his usual entrance to the main event, which made McIntyre feel the biggest star despite being challengers. These are 2 men you can classify as powerhouses, so it felt like an even matchup. This is a physical bout, but it felt like they took too long to get the big moments invested. The crowd was invested, but with McIntyre in the main event, one would think the countrymen would be loud for the entire match. It got better towards the end as McIntyre appeared to have the match in hand. The champion continued to sell his leg, and the ref was taken out. So there was no one to make a count for a Claymore. Punk ran down and teased Cannon Dependent as a ref before kicking McIntyre below the belt and walking away. This allowed Priest to recover and get the pin once the ref walked up. And yeah, very controversial finish. Gets a 7 out of 10 from me. I thought, yeah, this was really the moment for McIntyre to win. And to be honest, I was gutted that he didn't win, but I thought the finish was really good. That's going to lead to an incredible match. Priest reign continues. I'm not overly enthusiastic about it, to be honest. Obviously got that Gunther match up while McIntyre and Punk can face each other. But yeah, just really wants that moment to happen. It didn't, but I feel sort of the drama was really good. The match was really fun. So I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 on the whole. Overall, WWE Clash at the Castle this year gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Is it one of the best pay-per-views WWE's put on this year? Personally, I would say no. I thought it had some really good matches in there, like the main event, the first match on the card, Zayn Gable. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be one that lives too long in the memory, to be honest. Even though it was still a pay-per-view, but I think it just speaks to the ever-going standard of WWE pay-per-views, to be honest. That's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.